get her going.
We know where the target is. Head for one day.
Do we now? See, I'm not so sure I like this. Oh shit, it's another person.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Now if that's it, that would be great. But I feel like there's more that I can't see. And that I want to go over here. That probably could have gone better. Oh, come on. Damn it, realistic nature.
suppressor's no longer effective. Bear in mind your weapon will be loud from now on.
That is not being stealthy.
Знаешь, что я только что услышал? Даже не должны быть в этом вонючем месте. Как это? Изначально с этими бояками должны были разобраться с ЛДРА. В определенный момент боевой дух падает ниже плинтуса, и они дезертируют.
Кафе, мне кто-то вырубил. Скорее всего, противник. Я несколько поисков. Прием. Это КП, понял. На нас напали. Всем подразделением. Боевой готовность. Конец связи.
That's the building, boss. That's where they're holding Miller.
Понял. Всем подразделениям. Быть начеку. Конец связи.
God. No more use for me, huh?
Cuz, it's me. I'm here to get you out.
Snake.
They do something to your eyes?
No, it's just bright as all.
took you so long? We'll talk, but not here.
You've secured the target. I'll send the chopper to get you out. Make your way to the RV. You can check the location on your iDroid.
You look well. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit. Not so heavy anymore, right?
Let's go!
You know where you're headed, boss? If you place a marker up there...
Boss, watch out. It's the skulls. Don't let them find us.
Boss, whatever that mist is, it's all around you. We can't see through it. I'm changing the RV so it's outside the mist. Get over there. The chopper will be waiting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Run, boss! You've got to lose him!
That was a mistake.
us real fast in the same kind of mist. I'm out. Survivors from 9 years ago.
All right.
Wiped out.
Put Miller in.
I don't know what they want. But it's them. No mistake.
preventing you from landing. Request immediate removal. Gaining altitude.
So that horse just...
Shells. That's where our new home is. Now.
Okay.
Hey. That was some operation we had, huh? 9 years ago. Carving out our own world. Making our own future. And they took it away. I'm gonna rebuild it. Make a new place. Together. That we can call home. Yeah, we were dogs, all right. Slinking around out of Cypher's sight. Digging up whatever kind of dirty money we could find. You name it. We did it. You see this? Diamond Dogs. Our new home. The phantom of our former selves. Triumph. Death. We weren't allowed either. Yeah. I remember it all.
Well, damn. What? Huh?
Snake. Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night, I can feel my leg and my my arm. Even my fingers. The body I've lost. The comrades I've lost. Won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you? I'm the one who got caught up with Cypher. A group above nations. Even the US. And I was the parasite below, feeding off Zero's power.
Did he lose an arm too?
They came after you in Cyprus. In Afghanistan. Cypher just keeps growing. Swallowing everything in its path. Getting bigger and bigger.
Thought he had both arms.
Who knows how big now? Boss. I'm gonna make him give back our past. Take back everything that we've lost. And I won't rest until we do.
Approaching Mother Base.
Our new Mother Base. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'll make it bigger. Better than before.
Gosh. What should I do?
Boss,
Tell me. Tell me like you used to.
Oh.
things have changed, boss.
Oh, he did lose an arm.
We pull in money, recruits, just to combat Cypher. Rubbing our noses in bloody battlefield dirt. All for revenge.
Oh, fuck.
The world calls for wet work, and we answer. No greater good. No just cause.
Cause.
Cypher sent us to hell. But we're going even deeper.
I know. I'm already a demon. Heaven's not my kind of place anyway.
Dogs of war for 9 whole years. That ends today. Now you're not sleeping, and we're not junkyard hounds. We're diamond dogs.
Let them talk.
We can crush Cypher, boss. And you can build the army that can do it.
Just one thing, Kaz. This isn't about the past. We're fighting for the future.
Something I want to talk about. You came. This base belongs to you now. Make Diamond Dogs the force it deserves. Like any organization, we need good people, and we need to make good use of their talents. Miller asked me to lay that out for you. start bringing people in, use this. It's a Fulton recovery device. When you're in the field, use it to extract any soldiers or prisoners you want back here. And we'll see if we can't persuade them to join the ranks of Diamond Dogs. Go on. Test it out on the staff here. Anyone you want. First, put them to sleep. You have a tranquilizer gun, don't you?
I'm ready, boss.
Out like a light. Now approach him and extract him. Good. Extraction complete. You can only Fulton recover someone if they're not resisting it. No dead bodies either. They don't make great recruits. The staff member you just extracted will be assigned to the team best suited to his abilities. Go for them, not me. The staff member you just extracted will be assigned to the team best suited to his abilities. See for yourself. Open your iDroid.
Select staff management from the mother base.
So that staff member was placed on the R&D team. The R&D team is in charge of developing all kinds of weapons and items that will support you on missions. Take a look at the development list.
Select weapons items under the development heading.
Weapons. Huh?
What's wrong? Go back to the mother base menu.
Uh-huh.
Select weapons items under the development heading.
Huh.
That's the R&D team's development list. See the item called cardboard box? Doesn't seem much use to me, but Miller was adamant that you'd want it on the list. The last word in infiltration technology, or so he said. In any case, we don't have the manpower to develop it just yet. We need more staff on the team. Go extract a few more people. Boss, put the iDroid away for a moment. You can also Fulton extract individuals you've knocked out. Why don't you try knocking someone out with CQC next? Show them how it's done, boss. Try throwing them. It's the best way to knock someone out instantly. Extraction complete. One thing I should mention. Fulton extraction won't always be successful. The person who wins with the shot of if the weather's unfavorable, well, it could end up going missing. You can determine the chance of success by approaching the person you want to extract. If you want to be sure you can get them out, best carry them to the chopper instead. Boss, now that we have more people on the R&D team, its level has gone up. They should be able to develop the cardboard box now. Open your iDroid.
Select weapons items under the development heading.
Now select cardboard box and start development. Just be aware that development requires funds.
Development has finished. You can have the support unit supply you with weapons and items you've developed. Think of it as your own personal delivery service.
Not sure what it's good for, but Miller said you know what to do. Try it out. One last thing. The staff members you extracted were all placed on the R&D team, but that was Miller's decision. If you think they belong somewhere else, you're free to move them around. Well, that about does it. You won't make any GMP or find recruits hanging around here. Board the chopper when you're ready for a mission. Open your iDroid and select a landing zone to tell it where to pick you up. Or if you're still looking for guys on their asses, you can stay around here a while. Give them in some practice. Just come pay me a visit.
So what am I supposed to do? Because I was not paying attention. Well, he's knocked out. Alright, bye, guy.
Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss.
You gonna say thank you?
Thanks for that, boss.
Is that what I was supposed to do?
Boss, let's practice your CQC. Begin by grabbing it.
Who? Oh.
Boss.
Oh, so that's what I was supposed to do.
Extraction complete. Now for fist fighting. Strike an adversary repeatedly to knock him out. He'll stay unconscious for longer than if you throw him. What's the matter? Give it another try. Extract a staff member.
You're so boned.
Let's do this, boss.
Starting to feel like yourself again? The rest will fall into place with some time in the field. Go ahead and call the shot. That's enough. This isn't the time. plus 2 equals 5. 2 plus 2 equals 5. That won't work. I've had drug resistance.
Yeah, fuck your drug resistances.
This isn't the time.
Time for what? You're not supposed to punch. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Give it a rest.
Who am I practice on? That guy. Hey, dude. I kind of run out of practice people, so you're next in line. I hope you don't mind. Okay, apparently I was okay.
Snake.
What? This is bullshit. Fucking kidding me? Shit.
Boss, there's something I want to talk about. It concerns the running of Mother Base. Come meet with me. Okay. This base belongs to you now. Make Diamond Dogs the force it deserves. Like any organization, we need good people. And we need to make good use of their talents. Miller asked me to lay that out for you. Start bringing people in, use this. It's a Fulton recovery device. When you're in the field, use it to extract any soldiers or prisoners you want back here. And we'll see if we can't persuade them to join the ranks of Diamond Dogs. Go on. Test it out on the staff here. Anyone you want. First, put them to sleep. You have a tranquilizer gun, don't you?
I'm ready, boss.
Out like a light. Now approach him and extract it. Good. Extraction complete. You can only bolt and recover someone if they're not resisting it. No dead bodies make great recruits. The staff member you just extracted will be assigned to the team best suited to his abilities. See for yourself. Open your eye droid. Selects. So that staff member was placed on the R&D team. The R&D team is in charge of developing all kinds of weapons and items that'll support you on missions. Take a look at the development list.
Select weapons items under the development heading.
That's the R&D team's development list. See the item called cardboard box? Didn't seem much use to me, but Miller was adamant that you'd want it on the list. The last word in infiltration technology, or so he said. In any case, we don't have the manpower to develop it just yet. We need more staff on the team.
Again,
Go extract a few more people.
goddamn cardboard
You
box.
can also Fulton extract individuals you've knocked out. Why don't you try knocking someone out with CQC next? Show them how it's done, boss. Try throwing, boss. It's the best way to knock someone out instantly. Excellent, boss. Now extract it. Good. Extraction complete. One thing I should mention. The Fulton extraction won't always be successful. If the person is injured, the shock of it could kill them. And if the weather's unfavorable, well, they could end up going missing. You can determine the chance of success by approaching the person you want to extract. If you want to be sure you can get them out, best carry them to the chopper instead. All right, extract the next staff member. Extract.
Punches.
Use any method you like. If there are multiple adversaries, form CQC on them. Sometimes you can take them all out before any of them can strike back. Should be able to develop the cardboard box now. Open your eye droid.
Select weapons items under the development heading.
Now select cardboard box and start development. Just be aware that
Development has finished. You can have the support unit supply you with weapons and items for development. Think of it as your own personal delivery service.
Sure what it's good for, but Miller said you know what to do. Try it out. One last thing. The staff members you extracted were all placed on the R&D team, so that was Miller's decision. If you think they belong somewhere else, you're free to move them around. Well, that about does it. You won't make any GMP or find recruits hanging around here. Board the chopper when you're ready for a mission. Open your eye droid and select a landing zone to tell it where to pick you up. Or if you're still in the mood for knocking guys on their asses, you can stay around here a while. Give them in some practice. Just come pay me a visit. CQC. Begin by grabbing.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Once you grab someone, you're free to do as you like. Interrogate him, knock him out, kill him. Good. Go on and extract him.
This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
Now for fist fight. Strike an adversary repeatedly and knock him out. Stay unconscious for longer than you throw him.
Let's do this, boss.
Extract his staff. Starting to feel like yourself again? The rest will fall into place with some time. Board the chopper when you're ready for a mission.
Gaining altitude.
I was there for way too long. Oh shit.
Boss, I know you haven't been back long, but I prepared a list of missions for you. Open your iDroid.
You were hospitalized in Dekelia, a British sovereign base. Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him, an army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now, but this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The mother base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. And had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big F-U. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came down. Those of your men out on assignment returned. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water. They checked the coordinates again until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folk, you did. The first doctor to see you was before they'd even finished operating. Your men moved you to that hospital. It was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh? Most men in your condition would have been, but you survived. You went straight down to, and they pulled you out, full of venom. The days of naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you. Here, Snake, try this on. A prosthetic arm. Yeah, Miller was calling it the... Here, Snake, try this on. A prosthetic arm. Yeah, Miller was called. The physiotherapy's good. There. Perfect. A little time with it. I can still feel... you better get used to this one. You have any pain? Every... Where? My fingertips. My left fingertips. Sounds like phantom. Yeah. What about your vision? Yeah, at the moment. I'm told any hard impact... Yeah. The doctor... Your brain might process visual... You could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there. You experience any of that? I think when? Right after I wake up. Colors look faded. Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that. I will. All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. It's the last chance you'll get. Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use? Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up. Sprinklers? The fire system? And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down. When we escaped on horseback, he wouldn't cross the river either. And then it started to rain. And he disappeared. Water against fire. Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that. Christmas Eve, 1979. Muslims have the DRA force. The Afghan government, they lost the heart with the Islamic Revolution superpowers. Everyone thought it'd be. Some Muslims made these fighters call that they're being supported by the... That's why Miller was involved. He was training them near the zero. The war has become a night. Then a year passed. Now here we are. Afghanistan has become the Soviet Union's Vietnam. The Afghans have lost. The Soviets destroyed they burned down homes, and it's created a map. If the Mujahideen or the Soviets will go so far, this has had a big pride. There's bitter resentment among the Mujahideen or the Soviets they've captured just to show their comrades with friendlies who come across them. Then they burn down, and the cycle of vengeance goes on.
So Salt 2 still hasn't gone into effect. That treaty was drawn, but also their delivery. That's when we thought, oh, timing couldn't have been worse. The president was in the maybe while you were busy. I heard. President Ford was meeting. In his absence, the political detected what they didn't read. They were on the verge of order. Coleman's big idea. Humans are incapable of just. If that AI hadn't found a way to stop the deterrence was revealed, all thanks to you. The U.S.-Soviet talks looked set to fall through. What happened in the end? The times define the politics. When you've grabbed their tail, they turn and bite your hand. I first met you 20 years ago now. The place was Selenouyarsk in the Soviet Union. We were enemies. I was with the GRU. You were still fighting for America. 1964. Operation Snake Eater. Its objective? The assassination of the legendary soldier known as the Boss. When you returned home successful, they awarded you the title Big Boss. Your CO, Zero, sought to carry on the boss's will by covertly establishing his own organization. You knew the original members from Operation Snake Eater. From America, there was David O, whereas he was to you, Major Zero. Donald Anderson, aka Sigan. Dr. Clark, who went by paramedic during the operation. And the fourth, you. From China, there was Eva. And me, Ocelot, from the Soviet Union. 6 in total. To us, government notions of friend and foe were meaningless. As were East and West, we joined forces by our will alone. Our objective was to fulfill the boss's dying wish, to make the world one. And to do it, Zero used the Philosopher's Legacy, the secret war fund you obtained during Operation Snake Eater. This organization would go on to become Cypher. I, on the other hand, was left with the problem. You only recovered half of the legacy. I had to locate the other half myself. When I found the funds, I passed them on to Zero, just as you wanted. I still trusted him in those days. We thought what he was doing was the boss's will, until he started that one project. Les Enfants Terribles, Zero called it. You parted ways, as did Eva, leaving only Anderson and Clark still with him. I maintained limited contact, although truth be told, we were just keeping tabs on one another. The reason was always you. After you returned to the Army and created Foxhound, you left America. For a time, even I'd lost track of you. I'd imagine Zero did too. You always were the best when it came to hide and seek. Zero created Cypher, an information network to tap into every corner of the globe. Woven together, Cypher's arteries make the world just one big organism. And that's not all. It also monitors the thorn in Zero's side. That's you, tracking your coordinates wherever you might go. The further you strayed from your roots, the larger Zero became. It's as if he was trying to close the gap between you. But before long, he disappeared from public life. Only a few people had direct contact with him. For a time, I was one of them. Then a year after you fell into your coma, he slipped out of sight entirely. Since then, nothing. No photos, no recording. I tried every method I could think of. Zero was gone. Freed of his control, Cypher is a great beast. But even without him, it's endured. But now its body is rotting. Parasites like the ones who attacked you. Cypher's Black Ops unit. Except they learned where you were and came to wipe the slate clean. Ocelot. I hear they started calling you Shalashaska in Afghanistan. What's that about? You know the term Sharashka? It's slang for a suspicious, hastily thrown together organization. The word became associated with a type of forced labor facility in the Soviet Gulag system. OKB scientists and engineers who'd been convicted of crimes were sent to a Sharashka for forced R&D. The Sharashkas were supervised by Lavrenti Beria of the NKVD, the secret police, under the official name 4th Special Department. Forced research? That's not very different from what we do here. Diamond Dogs is different. Everyone here believes in you. Regardless of where they came from or why they're here, they revere you. And they're fighting because it was their choice.
And if it wasn't, they'd leave?
Who knows? That's our reality here, whether it's real or not. If there's another truth, I don't want to know it. All that matters is that's the concept that's taken shape in their heads. The traces of a group ideology, our superstructure, to put it in Marxist terms.
All right. Go on.
Right. So anyway, at some point the enemy started calling me Sharashka. This was after the war in Afghanistan broke out. While I was keeping an eye on you in that hospital, I was also heading up interrogations here. That get caught up in the old Russian pride. And suddenly I received the honor of becoming Special Interrogation Advisor to the forced labor camps. But the more men I interrogated, the more people saw me as just that, the interrogator. It helped cover my real objective of keeping you safe.
You went that far for me?
Far enough to keep you alive. I ended up being pretty well known among the Afghan guerrillas. Some of them would have seen me on the battlefield, and that's how I got the second half of the name. Shashka. It's a sword, a type of saber from the Caucasus. Russian dragoons and Cossacks carried them into battle. Now, the Russian Empire had a general by the name of Fyodor Arturovich Keller. His bravery earned him the nickname Russia's Greatest Shashka. Someone must have known about that, because somewhere along the line, Shashka got stuck on the end of Sharashka. The guerrillas were using the name amongst themselves. By the time I got to hearing about it, pronunciation had wound up as Shalashashka.
So, half Gulag, half Hero Sword. It was a perfect fit.
But you see how rumors and ideas about people can get out of hand fast. Once you create a character and put it out there in public mind, it warps and twists with every baseless rumor. And before you know it, all people see are phantoms. In my case, it works out just fine. I'm plenty used to working under aliases.
He said I was in a British military hospital, but the doctor had a Greek accent.
They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Tekeli is also home to Greek Cypriot.
What about the Turks? They haven't returned to the...
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established.
And Tekeli sits right under...
It does. Another reason it was the
So how do things stick?
Now, last year, the Turks took... Oh, it's only Turkey that... In the past, the Greek... There are reasons to fight. Those came from the out. They all had their own... But once you spark, it's impossible to get both sides without the foresight. And then it's too late for... The embers, each nation's air. The world is paralyzed by this hunger for revenge. Cyprus is no different. You're up.
We're changing ships.
We can't go sailing.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
Not long after you were in. Once they finish sweeping it, can you stand? We're gonna transfer to our destination is Pakistan. There we disembark. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by...
And then?
Afghanistan's main... We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla. They use the hot Soviets. Our time frame...
Better horses than both.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
While the Soviets have indicated the United States, and in fact, that concludes.
That's quite Soviet youth. Andropov's death. They're calling it countries boycotted. Yes, in protest of over 50. It's too bad I didn't. When the 40th Army, the U.S. Congress, and Reagan's heart, according to him,
the second.
And there's been no Lebanon. The story never changed. Egypt and is, but then the driving apparently is at
Islamic extreme.
Yes. We've had extreme over 300 countries are afraid of losing any private force, small armies. The entire world is after you. But at the same time, it needs you too. Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but...
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now. But this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit...
I've taken the job offers Diamond Dogs has received and made a list of those I want you to consider.
Which ones you accept is your call. The objectives of the missions I've added are prisoner rescue, facility sabotage, and high-value target elimination. Probably all a walk in the park for you, but they should help you get back on your feet. I put the mission details on a cassette tape. Refer to it if you decide to accept the mission. We'll receive GMP for completing missions, and extracting soldiers and prisoners will boost our ranks. Building up Mother Base is the first step to achieving our goal. If that means wet work, so be it. We're gonna have to get our hands dirty. I hope you're rested up, because we're not stopping. Not until the pain is gone. The future of Diamond Dogs is in your hands. We're counting on you, boss. Target is a Spetsnaz detachment commander. Your orders are to take him out. With skills like his, it'd be a shame to waste him. But I'll leave the method up to you. Boss, make your way to Deshago Calais and eliminate the target. at the objective.
What?
Hey, quit kidding around. Snake?
I don't... Okay. That happened.
Yeah.
You've arrived at the objective. Your target should be somewhere in that outpost. And don't forget, he has a Spetsnaz recon detail with him. Keep your guard up.
Oh, okay. It's just cardboard box here, nothing to worry about. Just a cardboard box, don't you worry. There's not a man inside of here that's going to kill you. Don't worry about it. You're okay. It's just a flesh wound, I promise. Oh?
So as sandstorms come in, sandstorms effectively make you blind and deaf. But that goes for the enemy too. Use the situation to your advantage.
Where are your friends?
He speaks Russian. What we need is an interpreter. The main principle of intelligence work is intel gathering. But that's a problem if you don't speak the enemy's language. We need a staff member with the interpreter skill to do a simultaneous interpretation.
Spit it out.
Come on.
So your suppressor is worn out. That gun will be as loud as any other now. If you have to shoot, be careful.
КП, это своя 10. Слышу выстрелы. Откуда не ясно. Прием. Это КП, понял. Всем подразделениям. У нас могут быть нарушители. Конец связи. КП, это своя 10. Услышал взрыв. Жду приказов. Прием.
subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Confirmed dead. Impressive work, boss.
КП, это 54. Стрельба в секторе. Направление установлено. Ожидаю приказов. Прием. Это КП, понял. Будьте начеку. Выкройте врага. Конец связи.
Either destroy that, or turn it off and shut off all the lights and surveillance cameras in the outpost. But of course, the enemy will realize something's up. If you're gonna do it, be quick.
Those materials have already been processed. It may not be much, but we can use them straight away if you bring them back to base.
car anywhere. Ow. done that. The hell's a hot zone?
Farming villages in southern Vahan have been subjected to a strategic bombing campaign the past several weeks. The damage is spreading. It's part of the Soviet scorched earth operation aimed at wiping out the guerrillas. The target this time is the commander of a Spetsnaz detachment. He's been key to the operation's success. People say this guy's responsible for annihilating the Mujahideen at Tismasi Laman, the Hamid fighters, overnight. He's a tough, experienced commander. Don't underestimate him. The order from my client in the west is to shoot on sight. They want him out of the picture for good. Sorry, boss. This one's purely business. Wet work. A hit on a commanding officer of the Soviet military. Nothing personal. We're only doing this because it gets us one step closer to our goal.
Where are your friends?
Я не говорю по-английски. Отпусти.
Where are your friends?
Что? По-русски говори.
Spit it out.
Я не говорю по-английски. Отпусти.
Talk.
Что?
Where are
По-русски
the
говори.
others? Where are your friends?
Я не говорю по-английски. Отпусти.
Talk.
Что? По-русски говори.
Where are the others?
Я не говорю по-английски. Отпусти.
He's coming too. Roger that. That's it. You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss. Mission complete. feeling, boss? Getting used to being in the field again? Having choppers and a horse at your disposal is indispensable for operating in the wilds of Afghanistan. I've gone ahead and arranged for you to be able to develop and customize weaponry for support choppers. And you can also develop new equipment for D-Horse if you like. Use your iDroid to start development as needed. The side ops list is comprised of problems we need you to resolve, objectives to be completed, and information gained from the soldiers and prisoners you've extracted. These aren't missions per se, but if you can take care of them when you're free, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa!
He speaks Russian. What we need is an interpreter. The main principle of intelligence work is intel gathering. But that's a problem if you don't speak the enemy's language. We need a staff member with the interpreter skill to do a simultaneous interpretation. Too. Roger that. Extraction. If you have to extract someone who's on the verge of death, you better use the chopper. But if you're gonna carry them, put them to sleep first. You won't get far if you have to fight them every step. That soldier you extracted, he was dead on arrival. What a waste. extract him. There's an English-speaking soldier somewhere in the region. He's a language specialist. His role is to translate information related to the West into Russian. If we can get him to join us, we'll have the upper hand in information warfare. Find this language specialist and extract him.
Что это?
That's the target. I'm sorry, boss, but the extraction failed. The support unit just isn't skilled enough. If you want to increase the success rate of Fulton extractions in bad weather, you need to improve the support unit. use compounds from plants to make medicine or poison for use in new weapons and equipment. Take a look at the plants list on your iDroid to see which ones we need. Then go find them if you get the chance. It'll keep the staff happy too.